Come all pervasive. This and that. Here and there. How did you talk about? Oh, this and that. Well, I sure appreciate all the people that are hanging in there, hanging on here, hanging on there. That's not, this is like, what is it called? The 10 days lump. Yeah. So, only 20 more days of this to go. Yeah, you can do it. 1/3 is done. So, I appreciate all of you for hanging in there. Awesome. Very nice, wonderful. Keep coming. Om. Namaste to everyone. I also appreciate this. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Padam Pujanmane. Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Padam Pujanmane. Savilasa Maha Moha Graha Grasaika Karmane. Savilasa Maha Moha Graha Grasaika Karmane. Paramatma Advayananda Purnah Purvam Swamayaya Swayameva Jagadbhutva Pravishad Jiva Rupataha. Paramatma Advayananda Purnah Purvam Swamayaya. There's a lot of swallowing going on between Purva and Purna. Paramatma Dvayananda Purnah Purvam Swamayaya. Paramatma Dvayananda Purnah Purvam Swamayaya. Swayameva Jagadbhutva Pravishad Jiva Rupataha. Swayameva Jagadbhutva Pravishad Jiva Rupataha. So, Paramatma, Advaya, non-dual, correct? And then Purna. Purna means without a second, complete, limitless, and which is of the nature of Ananda, limitlessness, unbridled in all possible ways, and therefore contented, therefore joyful, because there is nothing to cramp the style. This is what is called that limitless consciousness, Paramatma. And then what? Then we have this inconvenient truth called the Jagat. You know, because up till now I'm fine, correct? This Paramatma is attributeless, and then it is, complete. And then what is this Jagat? It's like it's like a scandal of Paramatma. In the election cycle, people are just waiting to dig up the other fellow's scandal. It's not about, portraying what you want to do for the people or why you are standing for election. What becomes more important almost is to make sure, whether you are good enough or not, doesn't matter. You make sure you put the other person down by bringing something from the past. Purvaha means in the beginning. So what did this Paramatma do in the beginning? Created, this Jagat, occupied this Jagat, manifested this Jagat, and then proceeded to occupy it. And then how can it be continuing to be Paramatma? You cannot say, I'm 75% married. Or I'm 26%, committed. You can't do that. Either you're married or you're not married. It's the same thing, And so that the same thing here. So, did you create the Jagat or not? Paramatma says, I didn't create anything. I'm limitless consciousness, actionless, without a second. How will I create? Who created? Nothing is created. But is this Jagat there or not? Yeah, you can say it is there because you are talking. So, it must be there. Then if you didn't create, how is it there? Paramatma on the witness stand. This is what it is. That's why it's very important to have this, have a proper understanding of what this Maya is, because that Maya also becomes an inconvenient truth. Where did this Maya come from? Where was she before? What was she doing? And how come, she is this force? It's an as though force. Why bring in an as though force? No, we are not bringing it. We are as though bringing it. Why don't you as though shut up? Then we will have Advaita because you will not be talking. This is where we have to go, It all is very difficult. If Maya is not understood properly, and to Maya's credit, she is the most misunderstood lady ever. So in this verse, she is trying to clean up her reputation because she has been the target of mudslinging from, poets to all, sad poets, dead poets, everyone. Oh, Maya. There is even one, like Manisha Panchakam, there is Maya Panchakam. A quintet in honor of Maya, a very sarcastic quintet. Sometimes we should do that. A sarcastic quintet to say, oh Maya, you are so great. Patiyasi Maya, oh you clever, cunning one. Patiyasi means the most cunning one. What do you do? Aghatita ghatana patiyasi Maya. Meaning the unhappened things, you make it happen. And what is happening, you make it unhappen. This is not Facebook. You like and then you unlike. Happen and unhappen. But somehow you manage to do it. Out of nothing, everything comes. And then when you go into the reality of those very things, everything is so slippery. Shady, slippery lady. This is what it is. And the whole thing in the Jagat, any one thing you take, it's like that. You take anything. Car. What is car? What is car?
It's an assemblage of a lot of material.
Assemblage.
A little plan behind it.
Yeah, assemblage of material filled with gas. That's all it is. It's all gas. And what materials? Well, we have steel. Is steel car or non-car? Non-car. Then what else you have? We have rexine or leather, depending on, we have vegetarian seats or non-vegetarian seats. So rexine or leather, is it car or non-car? Non-car. Then you have some plastic, car or non-car? Non-car. Then what else do you have? Tin, car or non-car? Non-car. Aluminium, car or non-car? Non-car. Battery, fluid. Panchabhutas, 5 elements. Car or non-car? Non-car. What else is there? Glass. Car or non-car? Non-car. Rubber. Car or non-car? Non-car. And then all these non-car elements suddenly become car. How? Maya. No, those are all components and they have to be put together. Here, put it together. No, I'm not an engineer, I'm not working in the Ford factory. Even the person working in the Ford factory will know only how to make one small little piece. That's what is the assembly line is another Maya. You don't know, it's somehow put together. And if you are going to put together, some steel, on top of that you put some rubber, then you put a piece of glass, and then, use it on it. It doesn't go anywhere. No, you have to ignite it. Okay, first get off, ignite it. What will happen? Car becomes bekar. Bekar means useless. Everything is like that. Car means car knowledge. That's all it is. Knowledge everywhere. Flower knowledge. Flower also, so many ifs and buts. What is this? Flower. It has a name. What's the name? Daisy? Yeah. Why this is called daisy? Don't know. Why is this yellow and that one over there is white? Don't know. Why that is bigger and this is smaller? That's because this is closer to your eyes and you can't see very well. Don't know. Why the middle of it is green? Oh, maybe it's dyed. They do that. They dip all the flowers, especially carnations and everything. They dip them in dye, and they daisies, carnations. This also may be dyed. Yeah, and some of them, it doesn't look like mom or dad, but this. Yeah, I don't recognize it as either mom or dad. But the thing is, it's definitely some some color may have been put. Sometimes they put all these colors, and once somebody brought some flowers, and I just put them in water. The water became yellow because the flowers were colored. That's because it bled through the stems. So why is this like this? Why are the petals in a particular shape? Don't know. Okay, what is flower? This whole thing is flower. Is this flower? No. Is this non-flower? Yes. Because it has its own name, petal. Is this flower? No. That's the hip of the flower. And yes, it does look like mum from behind. So I don't know. And so is this flower? No. Is this flower? No, that's the stem. Is this flower? No, that's the stamen. Then what is flower? No, the arrangement in this particular form is flower. And what is this arrangement? Name and form. Name means word, a word called flower, and then form is the meaning that occurs not here. Meaning it doesn't occur here. Same thing. You look at the shirt. What is shirt? What is shirt? Clothing, T-shirt, this shirt, that shirt, so many kinds of shirts. What is shirt? Shirt is just fabric. In fact, non-shirt, which is fabric, makes a shirt. Non-flower makes a flower. And then you don't think that the petal is a component as it is. When you look into the petal, then also the head starts to spin. What is petal? It is made up of non-petal elements. Same thing. What is shirt? Non-shirt. Fabric, non-shirt. And what about fabric? Fabric is made up of non-fabric elements, yarn, molecules, particles. And what is that? Quarks. And then you wonder whether it's a particle or a wave. Are you a wave? It waves back. Yes. Very obliging. No, you must be a particle. Immediately it changes. So at the quantum level, the observer is affecting this experiment because it's all one and the same. So everything is non. Everything is non. Shirt is really non-shirt. Non-shirt elements make up a shirt. How? Don't ask. You'll have to be scratching the head or pulling the hair out in clumps. There is no answer. This is what is called Indian magic. Things can be made to disappear while straight in front of you, like even. Yeah. What is this? Pot. Pot. Supposing I say that you say you are holding a pot and I say I'm holding 2 ounces of clay. Are you right? Yes. Am I right? Yes. So if we both are right, we should be using synonyms, correct? That's the only way we'll be right. Are clay and pot synonyms? No, that doesn't sound right. Clay and pot are not synonyms? No, they cannot be synonyms. Are they opposed to each other? Are they antonyms? They are not antonyms. They are neither antonyms nor synonyms. Then what is the relationship of clay to pot? They have a karya-karana sambandha, cause-effect relationship. They are not synonyms. So when I say I'm holding 2 ounces of clay and you say you're holding a pot, we both are right because you are, cognizing what is in my hand from the standpoint of the effect and I am talking from the standpoint of the cause. That's what it is. But one is more right than the other. like George Orwell's book, Animal Farm. What did he say? All animals are equal. Some animals are more equal than others. So pot and clay are equal, but clay holds more water. Because when the pot breaks, the broken pot cannot hold water, but the argument that this is 2 ounces of clay holds water even after the pot is gone. So if the broken pot you give back to me, I'm still holding 2 ounces of clay. Then you powder the pot and make it into something else and give it to me, I'm still holding 2 ounces of clay. Or you give me this yet to break pot, I'm still holding 2 ounces of clay. This is the connection between the inconvenient Jagat and this nice, swimmy, limitless reality, Paramatma. You are Paramatma, wonderful. And this is where, even the Neo-Vedanta people don't understand. We all talk about dismissing. We are not trying to dismiss the pot. We are trying to look into its reality. I'm not trying to dismiss the pot. You can dismiss the class, yeah. But you don't have to dismiss the pot. Oh, that means you are affirming it. Now you are going too far. I'm not affirming the pot. I'm not negating the pot. It gets as though negated because, it is looked at from the standpoint of the reality. Its reality. And what is its reality? It's all clay. Then, but where is the clay? Is it on top? Is it on the bottom? Yatra vartate. Where does it appear? Is it inside? Is it outside? Come out clay. It's not coming out. In fact, there is nothing except clay. It is clay with a name, and that name is a word called pot here. And then what? And a meaning which occurs in the head as soon as I say pot. That which occurs in the head is the meaning, and the name is pot. And so clear is this word and meaning that in any shape made of any material you recognize it. Brass, pot. Plastic, pot. Belly, pot. Everything. Anything in that shape you immediately recognize as pot. That is the power of the word and the meaning. And that is what, that is what we call Maya. That creative power that makes everything, as it were, out of the very non-things. The non-pot makes a pot, non-shirt makes a shirt, non-fabric makes fabric, non-yarn makes yarn, non-molecules make molecules. It is just mind-boggling. And then so what is the, we are not now discussing, we are now going to another discussion. What is the reality of this thing called pot? Is it dismissed? Meaning, does it not exist? Will it go away if I hide it in my hand? No, it is here. It is very much in the face. So you cannot say it is non-existent. And the word for non-existent in Sanskrit is tucham. Tucham. Tucham means non-existent. Is this pot tucham? No. Is this pot existent? No. Why? Because it is not really, it's made up of non-pot, and non-pot is the truth of pot. And what is the non-pot element here? Clay. So the word existent goes and has been usurped by clay. Clay vartate, clay asti. Asti, sat. So sat is clay. So, existent, clay. Non-existent, you cannot use the word with regard to the pot. So what is this pot? We have to craft another word. Mithya. that which is permanently undulating between existence and non-existence, non-dismissible, non-affirmable. Neither can I dismiss it, nor can I say, yes, you are Sat. I can't. Yeah, clay is Sat. So this is a permanent, not the pot, but the whole, this mithya is a permanent eyesore between Sat and Asat, between existence and non-existence, this dangling. But what are you? I cannot be affirmed. Okay, then off with your head. Let's deny you. I cannot be denied. That is the definition of mithya, the first definition. Sad asadbhyam anirvachaniyam. Anirvachaniyam means cannot definitely be affirmed and cannot be denied. Neither affirmed nor denied. What kind of a life is this? Whole Jagat is like that. Cannot affirm, cannot deny. Weather, what about the weather? Cannot affirm. Now cloudy, now this. And when you say it is cloudy, actually, it's when you say the sun is not out, actually the sun is out. Oh, I can't see the sun, the clouds are covering the sun. The clouds are not covering the sun. The clouds are seen because of the sun, actually. But this is everything is like that. The weather is like that. And, your house is also like that. What is your house? Especially, you should be living in an apartment, then it's more fun. Is the ceiling your house? No, that's the other fellow's floor. Okay, is the floor your house? No, that's the fellow below, that's his roof. The walls are the house? No, that is the next door fellow's living room, and this is the next door fellow's bedroom. What about the outside walls? Well, they belong to the society, they don't belong to me. Do you own the land on which the house is built, the apartment? No, that also belongs to the person who has built the thing. So you don't own the walls? No. Neither the doors nor the windows? No. You don't own the ceiling? No. You don't own the floor? No. What do you own? What have you paid so much money for every month? What are you renting? I'm renting space. You're renting space? Yeah. You can rent space as though. This is what it is. Same thing. And then again, what is house? Now you take an independent house. What is house? Walls are the house? No, that is non-house. Bricks are the house? No, that is non-house. Foundation is the house? No, that's non-house. Wood is house? No, that is also non-house. What is house? All of that put together. Wood, plumbing, foundation, doors, windows, everything. All non-house comes together to become house. And how to house this in my head is a big problem. And Maya is wonderful because she blows to smithereens all logic. There is no possibility at all. So the first definition is dangling between, it's a pendulum dangling between Sat and Asat. Asat, non-existent, Tucham, same thing. Tucham and Asat are one. Sat, that which is existent. Anything in the Jagat, you ask if it is independently existent and it will immediately start to lean on something. Yeah, immediately. You ask shirt, are you independently, are you self-standing? No, I'm dependent on fabric. If the fabric is loud, I am loud. If the fabric is soft, I am soft. If the fabric is all wrinkled, I am also wrinkled. If the fabric is stiff and all the collars are all stiff, I am also stiff. Aristocratic, shirt. If the fabric is frayed, I too am afraid. Yeah. So you see, there is a complete dependence on the material, which is a non-shirt. For the shirt to be, it is dependent on the non-shirt and its condition, mental, physical, emotional condition, if it had one, and it would all be dependent on that which is its substantive. The fabric has its own blues, because the shirt says, even my moods are dependent upon the fabric. And if the fabric is blue, I am blue. Fabric says, hey, don't blame me. It's all, I am already dead, I have died, I have been dyed in all kinds of colors. And it is all, it is all in the weavers, in the weaving machine. Blame it on the yarn. Sometimes it is short yarn. And then you get a funny fabric, all puckered. What is that called? That is seersucker fabric, yeah. And then sometimes there are long threads, sometimes there are wrinkly threads, yarns, and then that brings out a natural wrinkle, and you keep ironing it and nothing happens. You get exhausted. The fabric is as is. So fabric says, look, I am totally dependent on the yarn. Don't even talk to me about, causing a wrinkle in your life. You may be wrinkled, but I am crinkled. And what are we going to do? And it lays the whole blame on the yarn. And the yarn spins its own yarn. And what does the yarn say? Neti neti, I am not this, I am not this. In fact, go to the cotton bush and tell all your tales, because that is where I have come from. Or go to the sheep, in the pasture. Go to the sheep and take all your complaints. This is a woolen ball talking. Woolen ball says, go to my mother. Where is your mother? The sheep in the meadow. She is Mama, and depending on how Mama is, I am. That is how it is. And the sheep also come in various, shapes and forms. So the yarn of the wool yarn is like that. And then you talk to the sheep. What is this? Why are you growing like this? Why are you growing this kind of yarn? It says, I don't know all this. It depends on what. I am dependent on annam, what I eat. Talk to the grass. Because English grass, English wool, here local grass, local wool, I don't talk to me, talk to the grass. You talk to the grass says, everybody just blames me ultimately. I am just, I give of myself completely. My whole life is a sacrifice so that everybody can enjoy wheat grass juice. And still I get the bad end of the stick, short end of the stick. So the blame game keeps on shifting, because you really cannot, Maya is that which cannot be incarcerated. Yeah. You can't pinpoint, shady lady has shifted the blame. And has shifted the blame, and where does it shift? Where does it go ultimately? It all has to come back to I. Oh, so I am to blame? No. You're not to blame. It is how it is. There is nothing other than you. You are to blame if you refuse to identify with Paramatma and continue to look for look in vain for something self-standing in Maya. That's what it is. And everywhere, the same thing. It's the shifting. So the first definition of Maya and Mithya are synonymous. We call it Mithya from the standpoint of the description of the reality. And we call it Maya from the standpoint of the creative phenomenon, from the creative force. Mithya is from the standpoint of how to describe this reality. And so you ask, Who are you? I cannot definitely say. Do you exist? No. Do you not exist? No. Are you here? No. Are you not here? No. Make up your mind. Sad asadbhyam anirvachaniyam. First definition. A pendulum, dangling between existence and non-existence. Non-existence is not there really. I mean, what non-existence? But non-existent of names and forms, particular names and forms. All there is Sat. Asat is only relative. And then it also, as though that is not enough, there is one more definition that comes. Because I told you this definition we have already kind of hinted about. That wherever there is mithya, yatra yatra mithya, tatra tatra satyam. Wherever there is mithya, right there in that same locus exists its truth, satyam. Like shirt, mithya or not? Yes, mithya. Okay, shirt is mithya. What is the truth of the shirt? What is the sat of the shirt? What is the existence of the shirt? Fabric. Where is the fabric? Is it away from the shirt? No. It is exactly where the shirt is. Same thing with clay pot. Where is the pot? Right where the clay is. Or I should put it the other way. Where is the clay? Right where pot is. So, that is the second definition. Adhishthana ananyat. Ananyat, non-separate from the sat, from the truth, from the, kind of an incorrect translation, but it helps to assimilate it. The basis of everything. Basis means then you have to see what is the basis and is it under, supra, super, all these things. So, therefore, the whole thing is very, very clear here. Paramatma Dvayan Advaya Ananda, this limitless consciousness, Purvam, long ago, long ago, once upon a time, when the Jagat was not yet here. How many? 14 billion years ago. I mean, whenever you want to say Purvam, long ago, before this cycle of creation. Swayameva Jagat Bhutva, having become this very Jagat, meaning permeating all the names and forms with the existence. Because really speaking, here we have to say one more thing. The truth of pot is clay, the truth of clay is something else, molecules, etc., etc. Truth of shirt is fabric, truth of fabric is yarn. So when we say Paramatma has permeated the entire Jagat, because when it goes all the way to cotton, and then cotton bush will blame the cotton seed, and cotton seed will blame another cotton tree, so like this it goes either in an infinite regression, or you say it all goes back to Brahman. All goes back to Paramatma. So that is what is meant by Paramatma has permeated the Jagat, pervaded the Jagat, spread itself. This limitless consciousness is all that is there, plus the Jagat, it's a value added plus, like infinity plus 1 or 1 million. It's the same thing. Infinity plus 1, infinity plus a million, it makes no difference. 1 ton gold, which is made into 1 billion ornaments. Same thing. Either you make 1 million ornaments or 1 million plus 1 ornament, it makes no difference. It's still 1 ton gold. So here also, this limitless consciousness, immediately recognized as I, which is not mithya. How do you know the I is not mithya? Huh? Huh? No, what are the two definitions? We have to apply that to I. That's the whole idea. What was the first definition?
Can't be affirmed as a sat or not.
Yeah. So, are you like that? Can I affirm myself? I don't think so. Can I deny myself? Well, I can't. I can neither deny nor affirm myself. So therefore, I must be mithya. Better than saying I don't exist. One step better. We are coming closer. So that's not the case. Why? Because when you say I am, you're all affirming. Yes, you're all in the affirmative. You can never say I am not with a straight face. So you are 100% self-affirmative. Yeah, this is something which is to be thought about. Very important. So you can never deny yourself. And all you can do is affirm yourself. Even if you try to deny yourself, you are affirming yourself. Even if you say, I'm not here, you hide somewhere and say, I'm not here. That means what? You are advertising your presence. What is the second definition of mithya? Let's just make sure that you are not mithya. Okay, yeah. What's the second definition? Very close to Sat. Adhishthana ananyat. So what is the truth of the I? Truth of the I is consciousness. So are you away from consciousness? No. It's not even away from consciousness. You are consciousness. You are that presence. And that limitless presence, you are the only one, only thing that is not mithya. That's why you are limitless, and that's why you are Advaya, non-dual. Non-dually one, and that's why you are Ananda, limitless, because you are the only thing that is self-standing without leaning on someone else. No, but in my life I do lean. I do lean on a few people. As though, really speaking, you don't lean on anyone for your existence. Self-standing means self-luminous, means self-evident, means what? Swatah Siddha in Sanskrit. Swatah Siddha, you don't have to establish yourself. In my career, in your career, but not in as your existence. You don't have to establish yourself ever, never. You is, that's all. But isn't that grammatically wrong? It's paramarthically right. So therefore we have, from this standpoint, we have three orders of reality. Paramarthika satta. Satta means reality. Paramarthika satta means that is all that there is. All there is I, and that I is decoded. To be that presence which inhabits this body, which is finite, which inhabits, as it were, this mind, which is finite, which has taken on the coloration of the body-mind-sense complex, like even a crystal. When you put red cloth behind it, looks red. Upadhi vashat, because of the upadhi, has taken on various quote-unquote colorations, as it were, itself free of all attributes. That is the I. That is what it is, self-standing. That's the only thing that is self-standing. Everything else has to be pointed out. Pot, hat, cat, rat, mat. Everything has to be named. Everything has to be pointed out except me. I'm not only the pointer, I'm self-pointing, self-referenced. And so, therefore, in the Jagat, I have a very special place. I'm not one of the artifacts. That's a fact. I'm not one of the artifacts. And here is where the Hindu tradition differs drastically from other traditions, where everyone is said to be, where everywhere else you say, we are the creatures. How do you put it? Creatures of the Lord? Children. Children. Yeah, son of God, grandson of God, children of God, creatures. Lord has created us. We don't say Lord has created us. Yeah, so we don't say Lord has created us. We are not creatures. Not just a human being. None of the jivas. Jiva means jivati, all animals, all life forms, all living beings. They are not creations. They are just that same presence with name and form. The name and form can be a creation, and that is where the Maya comes in. Name and form is as though, like even this pot, as though. Word and meaning. So, what is this Jiva then if it is not a creation? If there are only two things, creation and creator, if it's not a creation, what is it? Non-separate with the creator. You mean cat is also Bhagavan? Yes. Dog is also Bhagavan? Yes, only spelling you have to change. D-O-G has to become G-O-D. No, but then why are you sitting and teaching me this? Because I cannot teach them. Why not? Because they are not interested in the knowledge. Oh, that's why you caught hold of me? Yes. Why aren't they interested in the knowledge? They aren't interested in the knowledge because they don't have a complex centered on the self. They don't try to look good. They don't try to, immigrate to a different country to have better bones for their loved ones. They don't have bone banks, and they don't have, a different whatever. I mean, if the dogs were conscious of themselves and critical of themselves, no poodle would go out for a walk. It will say, I'm not coming out dressed like a pruned bush. I'm going to stay at home. It will just say that. You try to put a chain on it, a leash, it will sit like that and stage a hartal. Hartal means a demonstration, a sit-in. You say, I'm not going like that. Look at what you have done to me. All these pom-poms, I'm not a cheerleader. But that does not happen. It will happily go wherever you take it. That just shows that as far as we know, we may be in for surprises, but it is safe to say that as far as we know, they don't seem to be complaining about how they look. They don't seem to be complaining, as much as we do. And they don't seem to suffer from self-criticism, self-judgment, what is that, malicious forms of mistrust, distrust. They don't seem to have. Because they are more or less programmed. Oh, so that's why you're not teaching them? Yes, that's why I'm not teaching them. So how do you know I'm not programmed? Because you just said it. You are self-standing. You cannot be denied. And you are all Sat. You are not just close to Sat. You are Adhishthana, from which everything else is Ananyat. That is why Paramatma, this limitless consciousness, what did it do? It manifests as the Jagat without undergoing any change, because limitless. Because see, this limitless we have to understand. If I am separate from that Paramatma, I am limiting Paramatma. In other words, the Jiva is strong enough, powerful enough to limit God. Why? Because of this separation. Limitless means all is one, Advaya. You don't even have to say Advaya, but because of the human mind, we are constrained to use these words to knock off the various notions. So, this Paramatma, who is Advaya, non-dually one, limitless, Purvam, and who is Purna, who is the whole. Purvam, a long time ago, in the beginning of creation, at the beginning of so-called creation, the creation is just a manifestation. Swayameva, by oneself, Jagat Bhutva, having inhabited or quote-unquote become the Jagat. Having become the Jagat means what? Won't there be won't Paramatma become very slim? No. Why? Because Swaswarupa Aparityagena Rupantarapattihi. We have two kinds of changes. One is Swarupa Parityagena Rupantarapattihi. One kind of a change is when the milk becomes yogurt. What does the milk do? It gives up its nature. its milky nature it gives up, and then it becomes yogurt after you add some starter, mix it and keep it in a warm place. 12 hours later it has become yogurt. Then you say, "Ayyo, I want to make coffee." The milk cannot come out. It cannot come back to its original state, milk. No. This is what is called Swarupa Parityagena, having renounced or given up. Giving up its own nature, it has become into something else. That is one form of change that things undergo. A permanent change. And here we are talking of a different kind of a change. Swarupa, aparityagena. By not giving up the nature, Rupantarapattihi, manifesting as many names and forms. Swarupa aparityagena. And that is why it is called Vishwam Vividha Pratyaya Gamyam. That which is known through many and varied cognitions. This is fascinating. That which is known as pot, as cat, hat, mat, so many cognitions. It's not just things, it's cognitions. So when I look at the Vishwam, I am just affirming the Satchidananda, as myself. I am affirming my own existence because all those things depend on my self-standing nature, self-evident nature. And then when I call them out by the names, I am affirming the Chit because of this knowledge. Because flower means flower knowledge. And when I say this is flower, I am looking at it from the standpoint of knowledge. And when I say I know this is flower, it is all Chit, Chit, Chit. And it is infinitely manifest. Ananta, 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 Ananda, Ananda, Ananda. So, this Paramatma, this limitless presence, this limitless consciousness, also aka Ishvara. Suddenly how Ishvara came? Ishvara, because from the standpoint of the creative force, Swamayaya, with the help of its own creative force. And the creative force, as I said, is not a parallel reality. It is not a what? It's not a parallel reality. It is not an alternative reality. It's an as-though power. As-though power. Neither Sat nor Asat. Neither existence nor, cannot be confirmed, cannot be denied. A Kalpita Shakti, an as-though power, with the help of which manifest as the Jagat. Like even you manifest as your dream. How? Swarupa aparityagena. So that is the dream example is for the second one. For the first one it is milk and yogurt. And if you say, what is one more example where something undergoes a change without undergoing any change? Manifests as something else. You in your dream? If you dream of a big party that you are throwing, why? Because the 1 month course is over and you survived it. Not only did you survive it, you managed to attend all the classes. Such an achievement. A Vedanta party. And then what? Everybody travels and comes. All the online people come. Everybody comes. And then, half the people you don't know, but they are in the dream. You just met them, but they are in the dream. And then what? Who are all of them? No, they have their names, You should read a few names of here. This one is that, and that one is this, and this one is that. Are they that really? No. Who are they? They're all you. You have given yourself a form in the dream, correct? You are the dream creator. And then you have given yourself a body, and you have given all these newly found Vedanta friends bodies. All this, the world of sentient beings in the dream, it is you. What about insentient things, Because you have brought potluck, everybody has brought one dish based on everything that has been studied. Jagat biryani. Vegetarian, of course. Yeah, biryani means it's just mixture of rice and vegetables and very rich, like the Jagat. So somebody has brought Jagat Biryani, and then what? Somebody has made a bharta, a mishmash of all the jivas. So like this, Satchidananda, gulab jamuns, and that we have already got the recipe for. And so we have brought all these dishes. Who are the dishes? Who is giving life to the dishes? They're not self-standing. They're not just being dished out. It is you. Your own memory, your own desire, and your own knowledge come in the dream. They are the artifacts. They are the raw materials for all the things that you see. They are the architects for all the artifacts that you see in the dream, the insentient ones. Then, of course, there's a breeze blowing. Namaste Vayo. That Vayu, that's why it ends in you. It's you. Vati iti Vayu. That Va is you. Okay. Then all the 5 elements, maybe you are by the lake, that lake is you. Maybe the earth has just been rained upon and then Gandhavati Prithivi, nice, that wonderful rain smell is coming, that's from the scent of the earth. That is also you. And then of course there will be some props, tables, chairs, couches, cushions, whatever it is, umbrellas. And all that is you. Everything is you. You have projected this dream, Swaswarupa Aparityagena. It's not that you've undergone change and you have lost weight and then you wake up and you look at your face in the mirror and you have become biryani. No. No. You're in the human biryani shape. Never. That never happens. And so you look like yourself. And when it's time to pull back the dream, all that is just gone neatly without any vestiges. There's not a single drop of water on the bed, even though you had gone boating with all the friends. Nothing. There's nothing. No food, no, what is that? After you cook Indian food, you have to open the doors and windows. That is also not needed. Because all these spices, Yeah. Once I'll never forget this. Once I was going to India and I had to, I was a little late for that connecting flight and it was in the airport and in what is that? Seattle airport. And I was going to catch the flight and it said some gate. And then S9 and S10 was there, S12 was there, S8, S7, S6, 9 was not there. It was one of those gates you had to go somewhere in a kind of a maze and then, find this gate. And I said, where to go? I already made 2 rounds, back to square one. I said, I have to just, something has to help me out here. Otherwise I may miss the flight. I have to somehow reach this gate. And where is it also? I asked a few people, nobody seemed to know, on some of the vendors there. They said, oh, we don't know where it is, must be around. And one person said, yeah, it's right here, but I don't know how to get to it. So I said, okay. And then, on my 3rd round in that area, because then I slowed down and I was going very slowly to make sure I don't miss any little sign or turn or anything. And then suddenly I got the smell of collective Indian food from all parts of India. It just assailed the nostrils. And I said, Namaha. I told the nose, lead me. I nosed my way to the gate. And sure enough, everybody was sitting huddled there. And I think the jackets and the clothes, everything was smelling of what? Biryani and, all kinds of things. Oil and spices. So, after having this big, what is that? Party, do you need to air out your room? No. As though, same thing as though. But you cannot say Jagat is a dream of Bhagavan. No. Then it will be your nightmare and Bhagavan's dream. No. The dream is just an as though. That's where the what is that? The simile ends. That's where the upama ends. The as though. We have to keep it as though. to show that, karyam, karyat, ananyat, to show the non-separateness of the karya, the effect, from the karana, the cause. The effect is non-separate from the cause is not the effect. That is what it is. So this is what the whole thing is. Paramatma Dvayananda Purvaha. One time, long ago, before this whole creation started, what happened? One time, Swayameva Jagat Bhutva, having quote unquote become the Jagat. Very unbecoming, and without becoming anything, without any loss of power, without any loss of presence, because that limitless presence, held up everything, like you upheld the whole dream Jagat. This Paramatma is upholding the whole Jagat. Paramatma here, Ishvara, in the form of this limitless consciousness, or rather the other way around is better, limitless consciousness in the form of Ishvara, the epithet, having the epithet and the crown of creator. And then what? Swayameva Jagat Bhutva, having quote unquote manifest as the Jagat, not being satisfied with that, Pravishat, entered. Oh, entered what? Which door? Which window? All the bodies of the Jivas. This clinches it. Mahavakya. All the bodies of the Jiva, this Paramatma said, that is my place, let me go and sit there. Bodies, mind, sense complexes that were just Maya made the bodies, and Paramatma said, here I am entering. And so, where is Ishvara? You have to say, here, Hridi, in the heart. Heart means center, because this is where. Who did this? I. Nobody says I. It's a universal sign language. So, Paramatma Pravishat, Advayaha Purnaha. Pravishat. Pravishat means what? Entered. Jiva Rupataha, in the form of the Jiva. So therefore the Jiva is not a creation. Very beautiful. In the form of the Jiva, Paramatma entered. Entered again as though. Because really there is no entry, no exit. Just like you say, space entered this pot. Space entered this pot? I thought pot is in space. So like that. So the entry and the exit is not really, you can't, that's just a upachara, that's just a form of expressing this. That's why the word Purna clinches the whole thing. The word Purna is everything here. Purna, Purna, Purna. And in fact, this mantra, Purnamadaha, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, that says everything. That shows this, that is actually explains, that mantra explains this verse very well. Adaha, we saw that, correct? In the last class it was all about that and this and that. So that, Adaha, that means the cause. Idam, the effect, this whole Jagat, which we don't know whether to affirm or deny, which we can neither affirm nor deny. This whole Jagat is also Purnaha, because it has come from that Purna. Purnam Adaha, the cause is Purna, limitless. And the effect is also limitless because it shares the DNA of the cause. Yeah, the effect is also limitless. And then Purnat Purnam Udachyate. So what happens when you take the limitless out of the limitless? What happens is the limitless alone remains. It's a very funny math. Limitless minus limitless is equal to limitless. Limitless plus limitless is equal to limitless. So from that limitless, this limitless has come, and this limitless is even now borrowing from that limitless, and borrowing from that limitless, this limitless exists, and then this limitless is not in any way, cramping the style of that limitless, because there is no that or this, all there is limitless alone. All there is just one thing, and that is limitless alone. So that is what it is. And this mantra is, it is used so much. Everywhere it is used. In North India, this is a favorite mantra. In fact, many priests know only this mantra. And it's chanted slightly differently. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is how it is chanted, slightly differently. Maybe the Shukla Yajurveda style. And every samskara from birth to death is done with the help of this mantra. Baby naming. Purnamada Purnamida Purnat Purnamadachyate. Marriage, Purnamada, Purnamida. And then they will be talking in the middle also. Usme ghee daliye, put ghee in the fire. Khade ho jaiye, stand up, बैठ jaiye, sit down. Purnasya, उठ jaiye. Like this. So from Jateshti, the first samskara, to Antyeshti, the last samskara, Purnat Purnavadachyate. That is the power of this mantra. You can do the whole life in this. And really speaking, if the priest knows only this mantra, it's enough. What a mantra. This is enough. With the help of this, you can go from womb to tomb with the help of this. All the things, everything is finished. And that, assimilating that mantra is itself, it's another it's a different reiteration of that same mantra. Assimilating that mantra helps us understand this. This is what the whole thing is. Very, very beautiful. Very wonderful. We'll take a break and come back. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Any operation of infinity results in infinity except multiplication with 0, which results in 0. Well, we don't have a word for 0. The word for 0 is actually, it is Pujya, not Shunya. Shunya is a Buddhist word. Pujya. Pujya means the most worshipful one, because the one who is declaring is 0. There is no absolute 0. There is no 0 possible at all. Because the one who declares the 0, the observer of the 0 is limitless consciousness, he is infinite. Yeah. So therefore it is Pujya. Pujya means the most worshipful one. That's the thing. And so the operation of infinity results, except in multiplication, results in 0, because the multiplication here, the multiplication is mithya, and the multiplication results in 0 because that 0 can be defined as free of names and forms, not an absolute 0. Okay? Yeah. And the other question is that maybe in the future, if we humans are able to create a robot with artificial intelligence which is conscious of its existence and can think independently, how do we categorize this consciousness? Although the material used for making the robot is Brahman, its consciousness was not manifest but happened due to programming and inventions in science. Its consciousness will be dependent on your consciousness if you make it. Yeah. the intonation is different from the usual Om Shanti Shanti. Yeah, because this is more of a concluding mantra. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And the whole Purnamadaha does not have any of the big swaras. There is no Swarita, there is no Udatta, there is only lower tones. And it's very poignant. Yeah, I find it very poignant actually. It's a good question, I find it very poignant because the Upanishad sometimes, makes a statement even more powerful because it is understated. In talking about Akasha, space, which is everything, Akasha Dvayuhu. Generally we think of Akasha up, but here the Akasha here, lower tones. So like this, there are certain ways in which this whole thing is put together beautifully, very, very beautifully. Perhaps the word permeate came from Paramatma. That's nice. That's nice you think that. Perhaps it did. Yeah, robot is borrowed consciousness. It has borrowed from you because it's conscious of itself and it may be conscious of a few things that you have programmed it to do.
Swamini, I went home to ask Janet about Spanish language, about the words for this and that, because you'd had the teaching earlier. And she told me, and not too much of a surprise, this, that, in Spanish, both masculine and feminine forms. That's okay. But then she told me there's a third word for that way over there. Again, masculine and feminine. And she complicated all three of these, this, that, and that. The third one is not exactly neuter, which doesn't exist in Spanish, but it was a different declension. Este, esta, esto. And it was more for things that are more subtle or not substantial, not spatially located.
Not like spatially located,
like ideas, or a third way of doing it, such as this business of narco-trafficking, this conceptual business is very disturbing. So that's really
interesting. This, that, and that. Stavara. Yeah. The word stay comes from stha. Like somebody here is suggesting permeate has come from Paramatma. That which permeates is Paramatma. Like that. Yeah, like bandana has come from bandhanam. Bandhana, bandana.
So they call it the Romance language.
Yeah, it's
like in a music, once you learn the piano, all the instruments are located in it.
Karthik and Nirmala say, our view of the Jagat is so limited by our senses. For example, we can only see in a given range of light, here in a given range. So I wonder if we try to fit the world in our model, and that's what limits us. No, what limits us is our own self-criticism and a sense of bondage coming from avichara. That is what as though limits the person. The Jagat, we cannot see all of it, but the thing is we don't need to see all of it in order to appreciate its, appreciate it. Yeah, because even though our sense organs are limited and the range is limited, but still the Jagat is a model. Yeah, we are not really fitting the world into our model, sometimes perhaps, but from the standpoint of Vedanta, Vedanta is not doing that. Vedanta is looking at it as a model. Yeah. Is Paramatma's presence in us the reason why we are sentient beings? Absolutely. That is what that sentience is because of which the Mahavakya works. That's why you can say this chit is that chit, that is all knowledge, this is all knowledge. That sentience is what makes Jiva and Ishvara one. Because if that sentience is not there, then that is not there. It's not that equation is not possible at all. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Padambu Janmane Savilasa Mohagrahagrasaika Karmane Paramatmadvayananda Purnah Purvam Swamayaya Swayameva Jagat Bhutva Pravishad Jiva Rupataha. Vishnuadyuttama Deheshu. Yeah, it's a little bit of a, it's a tongue twister. Vishnuadyuttama Deheshu. Vishnva. Yeah. Vishnuadyuttama Deheshu. No. We started with the fifth verse, that is why. So, Vishnu is ending in U, correct? And Adi is ending in A. So, U plus A becomes Va. Vishnva. They both give up their Swarupa, U and A, and they become Va instead. Vishnuadyuttama Deheshu. Vishnuadyuttama Deheshu. Pravishto Devata Bhavat. Pravishto Devata Bhavat. Vishnuadyuttama Deheshu. Pravishto Devata Bhavat. Martyadhyadhama Deheshu. Martyadhyadhama Deheshu. Martyadhyadhama Deheshu. Sthito bhajati martyatam. Vishnuadyuttama Deheshu. I'm hearing Vishva, not Vishva. Vishnva. Vishnva. Yeah, Vishnva. Just like it's translated so nicely. Yeah. Transliterated. Yeah. Vishnuadyuttama Deheshu. Vishnuadyuttamadeheshu. Say it 5 times. Vishnuadyuttamadeheshu. 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 2 more. Vishnuadyuttamadeheshu. Final. Vishnuadyuttamadeheshu. Pravishto devata bhavat. Pravishto devata bhavat. Martyadhyadamadeheshu. Martyadhyadamadeheshu. Sthito bhajati martyatam. Sthito bhajati martyatam. Vishnuadyuttamadeheshu.
Vishnuadyuttamadeheshu.
Pravishto devata bhavat.
Pravishto devata bhavat.
Martyadhyadamadeheshu.
Martyadhyadamadeheshu.
Sthito bhajati martyatam.
Sthito bhajati martyatam.
Not martyatam, martyatam. Not tam, tam. It's not French. There you go. Yeah. Martyadhyadamadeheshu.
Martyadhyadamadeheshu.
Sthito bhajati martyatam.
Sthito bhajati martyatam.
Okay. Everybody is having fun. Even online they are saying this is a lot of fun. This is not the Thursday chanting class, although it is turning out to be. It's still Sunday, but we have already progressed to Thursday. Yeah, so in a caveat here, not about the pronunciation, I'm going to let that go, A caveat is that in the book, if you have any other a different rendition rather than this, the last word is not martyatam, it is sthito bhajati devatam. And that, we have to change to martyatam because it fits in better. Yeah.
Same meaning?
Same meaning? No.
Different words.
Different words.
Yeah.
So there in some renditions it is Martyadhyadamadeheshu sthito bhajati devatam. Here it is Martyadhyadamadeheshu sthito bhajati martyatam, not devatam. So that is a small caveat. We'll look at the meaning of this. So now it's all about entry. That is the cool thing, the as though entry. And we are now, first what did we do as limitless consciousness, which is Ishvara, entered into the body of the miserable Jiva. Right? Yeah? Come on, show some signs of life.
That's what
yes.
it says.
Yeah, that's what. Exactly. And that's what has to be assimilated. So now what are we entering? Because that presence that is doing the entering is not separate from you. It is your own presence, and which is the same as revealed to be Ishvara. So now that the entry is cool, and now that we are talking about entry, and so now let us enter a few more bodies. How's that? Yeah. So first we enter the body, first as Paramatma, as Ishvara. So what did Ishvara do first? Entered the body of the miserable Jiva. Did Jiva stop crying? No. Yeah. No. Then what is the use? Ishvara should withdraw. What's the use of me staying in this miserable abode? This doesn't bode well for Satchidananda. Why should I stay in this miserable fellow's abode? Well, because the misery is due to self-ignorance. It's going to be pointed out in verse number 4 later on. Sadvayam hi dukkhita means Sadvayam means that duality. When that as though is taken by me to be real, that is when the suffering and the dukkha takes place. So let's enter a few more things. This is fun. So what shall we enter next? No, that is, yeah, Patha Bheda is that is not correct. It should be Martyadi Adhama Deheshu. Yeah. Because Deva Sharira is not Adhama. That is why. And when the meaning is explained, you will know what is being said. So, first we will, that also, instead of Vishnu, okay, that's fine. Yeah. Devadi Adhama Dehe, Devadi Uttama Deheshu, fine, that's fine. Okay. Now, Vishnu Adi means starting with Vishnu and, ending with other celestials, I suppose. So, Uttama Deheshu, in exalted bodies. This Paramatma, this limitless consciousness, what did it do? It not only entered this miserable Jiva's body, and became all alienated and, had a big, chip on its shoulder. It also entered the bodies of various celestials with various forms and function. Vishnu, the one who upholds everything, the one who sustains everything. So the one Bhagavan, from the standpoint of the functionary who sustains this universe, is called Vishnu. So this limitless consciousness said, let's live in Vishnu's body. Entering Vishnu's body, what happened? And entering the bodies of Indra, Yama, all the celestials. Pravishtaha, having entered, what? Devata Abhavat. Gained godly status, gained the status of a deity. Everybody went, oh, here incense, flowers, Naivedya, Pranaya Swaha, Apanaya Swaha, Vyanaya Swaha, Udanaya Swaha, Samanaya Swaha, Brahmane Swaha, please have. and that consciousness was, in all the celestials, in all the exalted bodies, it pervaded and, entered, again within heavy quotes, all the exalted bodies, and then sat tight there, and then became the recipient of every, offering, every ahuti, every offering that was given. And then what? Then it entered all the other mortal bodies, jivas. What happened when it entered the jivas? It entered the jivas one by one. And what kind of bodies? Martyadi Adhama Deheshu. Martyadi Adhama Deheshu. And Sthito Bhajati Martyatam. Martya means that Marana Yogya, that which is worthy of gaining death. That which is subject to death. Martyadi, Adipadat, all kinds of things that are impermanent. Adhama Deheshu, in lowly bodies. Sthitaha, pervading, remaining. Bhajati, gains, or actually it doesn't even mean gain. Bhaja Sevayam, enjoys. What? Martyatam, enjoys Martyatam. So Bhaja Sevane, in the sense of Seva, means in the sense of Seva doesn't mean actually service. It means enjoyment. Sevate, the person takes in. That's what it is. So Bhaja Sevayam, yes, sometimes it is used in the sense of worship. But this has a deeper meaning. And this is more, fitting for the parampara. So we go with what the Guru Parampara has said. Nothing wrong with saying Bhajati Devatam, and if we put Devatam instead of Martyatam, and you say, okay, even though, then there is a little bit of an irony that the same Paramatma has entered this body, and then that same, body, the person living in this body is begging, going with a begging bowl to all the devatas and worshipping and saying, please give me this, give me that, when that body is no separate, no different from this body. That's the meaning you get. But here, what is being talked about is that, sevate, bhaja sevane, in the sense of in the sense of not just gaining, in the sense of experiencing, in the sense of, enjoying, in the sense of being in service of. And so here, once a mortal, always in service of mortality, and gains an identification with that mortality. Yeah. So nothing wrong if you take that meaning also, no problem. But the technical meaning, one of the meanings is bhaja sevayam, in the sense of seva. So that's why I think the word was changed in certain texts because of this particular thing. And there was one more question here. How did the jivas accrue desires to begin with? Well, the desire itself made it a jiva. That desire to have a body, and that desire to do things, and that desire to become, this, that or the other, in fact, became the cause of its individuation. That is what we would say. Yeah. So we'll stop here for now, enough, and then we'll pick up this verse next time, which is I think on Tuesday this week. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Pardon me? Huh? Yeah, that's okay. Let it not go to 6. It's fine. Yeah. Yes.
You were talking about the dreams and that that it's all me. I had a dream with my little dog Valentine, who about this time last year.
Yeah. You sent me a photo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had the dream was she just pops up and I'm looking at her and I said, oh, she was dead and now she's alive. And she's really thirsty and hungry. And I just kept going back and forth. It just seemed really funny to me. She was dead and now she's alive. And she's really thirsty. But just that idea of that there is no, alive or dead. But I just thought it was sweet, popped up. And then I realized it had been a year.
Yeah, that's why she was in your memory.
In my memory.
Yeah.
But she was also, that experience was sort of reconfirming that
Yes.
lesson for me.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that thirsty is actually your own longing and remembering of her. Your own memory and longing of her. That's wonderful. Yeah. Om Namah Shivaya. Yeah, I ended it early. Everybody is little tired. So thought let them, have some this weekend. Yeah.